Hello everybody, and welcome to Mr. Stanier's Chess Academy. This is the intermediate course, lesson 5. It's just going to be a short lesson today. I'm just going to teach you one thing today. Usually I try and teach you 3 things, but today just the one thing. So what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you an attack which has got a brilliant name, which is called the fried liver attack. All right, and now we've learned already the Italian opening, and so this is an attack that you can do if you develop your Italian opening properly. Okay, so we will just start by doing the Italian opening first of all. There we go, and the opponent will probably respond with pawn to e5. And then we're going to move our knight out there. They might be doing the 2 knights defense, so they'll move their knight out here to c6. And what shall I do now? I think I'll move my bishop here, because we're doing the Italian opening, aren't we? My bishop here. And then my opponent might do a range of things. A very common thing, say if they're playing the 2 knights defense, is to move that pawn here. Now, at this point, you are probably thinking, oh, look, this pawn is under attack right here. I better do something to defend that. And that would be good and right thinking. If you do that, that's very good. However, there is something else you can do, which is a little bit risky. And if you're playing against a good chess player, they will stop you doing this. But it is quite a good little thing to have up your sleeve. So instead of defending that pawn, we go on the attack. Okay, and we're going to launch an attack onto this weak pawn here on f7. As we looked at with fool's mate or scholar's mate, this is a very weak pawn to attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our knight to g5. So this is also protecting this pawn on e4. And the idea is that we've got 2 pieces now attacking this pawn here. Now, black is very uncomfortable by this position, in this position. And if the opponent doesn't do this move, and this is the move that blocks it if someone tries to do it to you, where you move the pawn here because it blocks this diagonal from the bishop. But if they don't do that move, so say they might try and take your pawn here, for example, then you can launch the fried liver attack. And the fried liver attack, you're tempted, you go, oh, I want to get my bishop here and go check. Well, you can, and you win a pawn, but there's even more devastating thing you can do. If you move your knight to f7, you don't get check, but you have a lovely fork. And on the end of your fork, you have 2 delicious bits of fried liver, a nice fried piece of rook or a nice fried piece of queen, whichever you fancy. So can you see that this is an absolutely devastating move? You know, early on in the game, the black opponent will probably save their queen, and then you can take the rook, and already you've got one of their powerful pieces, and the black's defense is in a mess. Okay, so the fried liver attack. Should we just go over that again in slow motion? So we start with the Italian game. Okay, and then black might do that. And then we can fly into the fried liver attack. And bam. If you're playing against quite a good player, then when they see the position, they'll probably resign because you've got them. So they'll probably use that, and then you take the rook. One more time. Okay. So there we go. and then you move your knight here, and then bam. So as I said, you can't always do this. If you're playing against a experienced player, they'll see it coming. But even the thought of doing it will put pressure on your opponent. So again, if you're starting with the Italian opening and you're in this position, and then they do this, and then you do that. Ooh, do this, and then you move here. They might do this, which does stop it, but then it leads to an easy to a quick resolution of the central problem here. So if they take that and they take this with their knight, then what you've effectively got here is you've got a pin with this knight here, because he can't move it, because if he does, you'll do the fried liver attack on them. So it can create pressure and it create tension at the start of the game. So it's a really good little sequence to remember. Just one more time? Okay, just one more time. So the Italian opening. And then we could, if we want to move, say, the bishop, let's do a different example this time. So if we move the bishop, say, here, do this. But it's this combination of the bishop and the knight that is important. We might move their knight out. Now, so if you're in this position, then don't directly do this, because the queen will come and take it. Okay, so now if you move that pawn forward quite aggressively, you'll say, oh, I'm going to take you. You're covering this square here. Okay, so maybe the pawn will take it here, and then you can move your knight here, nice and ready for the fried liver attack next game. Okay, so so there we go, and then boom, fried liver attack. All right, so try it out. Challenge someone to a game of chess online, or somebody at home, and see if you can surprise them with the fried liver attack.